Alright, so what we're going to be doing today is a bit different than normal. What it is this is RPG Maker VX Ace. I believe that's, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. There's no other way to say it. Anyway, um, it's going to be a little bit of a tutorial. I'm going to try to do some tutorials on this just to show people, help people out, because I know there are going to be quite a few people who want to use this to make their own video game, because it is a really good software to use. It's very basic. I wouldn't say it's basic actually. I'd say it's basic, but you can make it advanced as well. What with the scripting and all that. But for right now, this is going to be the mapping tutorial. Now, mapping, all you do. Okay, first of all, you will new project. So save change. No, just new project. Folder name. Sure, project 3. Game title. Uh, tutorial land. There you go. Okay. The tutorial land, right? Now then, let's see. Yeah, we're one. Okay. So first of all, these are going to be your maps. You'll automatically start out with a map, and it'll be map 001, right? So you can go down here and you can say delete this map completely. Doesn't even need to be there, okay? That's right click. That's all your options like usual. Okay, so you go new map. And here you can name your map. So we could go tutorial map. And the display name, I'm pretty sure that might be when you go into a game and it pops up. Oh, this is where you are. I think. Don't hold me to that one though. Then you've got tile sets. And I'm going to go ahead and make one for each tile set so we'll know what the hell's going on there. And let's go back to this. Now you can set your width and everything. But tell you what, we'll do that in a second. Yeah, that'll work. New map. Boop. New map. Boop. And new map. Boop. Okay. So, with tutorial map, map 2, we're going to set that to exterior. We're going to set map 3 to interior. We're going to set map 4 to dungeon. Yes. Now then. So tutorial map, that's going to have the field tile set. And we'll get to that here in a second. But we'll change the width of these. Let's go 45 by 45. First of all. Yeah, that'll do. 45 by 45. 45 by 45. And 45 by 45. Right. So, now what you'll do, go back to the map properties. If you need to get back to this screen, I'm sure you've seen me click it like 13 times by now, but still. Map properties, right click, map properties. Scroll type, no loop means you, remember old Super Mario Land world and all that kind of thing? Mario Bros, whatever you want to call it. Any of them. When you had those levels, that would, when you go off this side of the map, you would come back on this side, and some of their puzzles would be, related to that. It's kind of like that. It is that. It's not kind of like it. Basically, you go off this side of the map, you come back on this side. So most of the time, if you're making an RPG, you're not going to want that, but, whatever. You make your own RPG. Now, the battle pack, that's going to be here. Whenever you go into a battle, that's what's going to be popping up here. So if you choose none over here and you just have, let's go Demonic World 2. I like Demonic World 1 better. Okay. And then you've got nothing back there, right? Let's say that's just the Demonic World. You're in the Demon World somewhere. Okay. And then you go and you're approaching a castle. I don't know, that castle, the Demon King. Bam. Put the door right there. I guess that's a door. I don't really know. There's a throne. Things like that. You get the point. So every time you go into a battle, that's what's going to happen. Auto change BGM. That's where you're going to come here and basically you're just going to pick your BGM for this map. So this will be for the map, not for the battle. And you'll go over here, let's change the volume a little bit so it doesn't blast you guys' ears out. Yeah, that'll work. Let me turn that down a little bit in my thing. Okay, so there's airship. Let's go somewhere, since we're in Demon World. Sure, that sounds like Demon World. Okay. So you got that, and then over here you have pitch. So if you wanted to slow this song down, make it sound a bit more dangerous. There you go. See? Really dangerous there. Then you can pump it all the way up. Make it quick. Or something that's a little bit more fast-paced. So that's how you do your BGMs there. We're going to cut that all the way back down. Make it sound really eerie and such. Make sure after you do that to hit stop, by the way. I forgot to do it. But if you don't, you'll just be listening to the music the whole time. Which could be fine, but yeah. Auto change BGS. I believe that's the sounds. Is it sounds or is it yeah, sounds. So whenever you got, like, say you got a fire sitting around somewhere, you would auto change to fire. Or if you got water dripping, if it's like an old abandoned castle or something and there's leaks in the roof, drips. Or, you know, a big cave that you're going through. Yeah. Oh god, that's loud. Anyway, you can change the pitch on those two. So you got Quake, and then you got Quake, and then you got Quake. You know, so on and so forth. So darkness seems right. Let's cut that out. All right. Disable dashing. That makes it impossible to perform a dash on this map. Now, I haven't played around with this enough to actually know what dashing is. I assume it's where you run, basically. Your character runs. It's like, you know, you get your normal walk and then you run. I guess if you're like making a marshy type area or like a bog, swamp, whatever you want to call it, there you go. Parallax background, that's going to give just your area that background. Like if you go and we'll get to it here in a minute, but say you put some tiles down and then you got some open space, that's going to be back there. Right, and that's just the loop. For the parallax background, it's going to be, you can choose it to loop horizontal and vertical, and whichever one you do, it's going to be scrolling that way pretty much. So show in the editor just shows it in the editor, obviously. So then you come over here, and this is all your tiles. So for tutorial map 1, we had field. So this is going to be our field, right? So now let's get up here to this little tile or toolbar up here. And you have new project, open project. New project obviously starts a new project. Open project opens existing project. That's save project. Cut is where you select something, cut it out. Copy, same deal. Paste, same deal as copy and paste. Everybody knows what copy and paste is. Delete, pretty much the same thing as cutting from what I can tell. You just delete that section. Undo, boom. I do that, undo it. There you go. Yeah, you can tell what that was, and I'll explain why here in a second. Then you get over here. You got your map. Okay, first of all, let's stop there. Well, yeah, let's stop there for now. Okay, so you got your map. This is your map editing mode. So you can go through here, and why is that doing that, actually? I thought that was for a different reason, but apparently I was wrong. That's very odd. Let's see something for a second. There we go. What was it doing that for? Yeah, weird. Anyway, I'm not sure why it was doing that. Usually, you can go over here and, you know, just take mountains. Mountains all over the place, okay? That's pretty much all you do. Now, you could also come over here and there's rectangles. And there's a rectangle tool where you just start it at a corner, work your way out. Rectangle. You have the ellipse. A circle, basically. And there's flood fill that I just now did. Boom. Fills the entire place with that empty area, that area of whatever you just had. It fills it with whatever you selected. Then you have Shadow Pen. Now this is for when you say put some mountains down. If you're into the art and like let's say you want to put off that the sun's shining from this way, you kind of do something like that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a good shadower at all. I'm very very shitty at shadowing. So I don't know, maybe something like that. Looks like mountains. I don't know. Either way, shadowing. You know what shadowing is. If you've done any kind of if you've looked at a video game ever, which you probably have if you're using this, you know what shadowing is. Show shadows. Okay. So let's go ahead and flood fill all this back in. Boop. Boop. Okay. Then you have your map scaling. Now it's 1:1, so that'd be the 45 by 45 and 1:1 scaling. That's 1/2, 1/4, and 1/8. 1/8 and 1/4, so on. It just depends on how big your map is. If my map is, I don't know, 255 by 255, it might reach all the way out here. So when you're on 1:1, you're not going to be able to see anything that's way over here. So it can be useful in that regard, but it also makes everything a lot tinier. So if you took mountains, you're going to be like that, and you can't really tell in detail what's going on. So it has its uses for looking over your overall map, but you also want to make sure that... I'm sorry. That's the second time. This is the second video I've forgotten to mute my phone. I'm very sorry. Anyway, so you want to make sure that you are getting your detailed mapping right, because you don't want to go around doing this and like, oh, okay, that's fine. Then you actually get into it and start playing and test it out, and it looks like shit. So, but you do your own thing. Now, we also have events. Let's back to 1:1. Now, your event editor, I'll explain events later in a different tutorial, but events, you're going to sit here and tell you what, that's your event editor tab. I'll save all that for another video. It's another video in itself. So I'll save that for later. Either way, that's your event editing tab. This is your region editing tab. Your region editing, how do I explain it? Basically, it's for your own use. It has nothing to do with whoever's playing your game. It's just to make it easier on you, basically. So if you have, let's say, an area where something like this turns into a trap, let's say, no, we won't do that. Okay, let's go back to map editor, and we have here, here, here. Okay, mountains and such. Okay, if you have this set of land right, let's use the shadow pen, right here. And all those, if you step on those, you go into quicksand and you die, okay? The character dies, whatever. You go to region editing mode, and obviously you wouldn't have that shadowed, but you go to region editing mode and you could put ones here to let you know, hey, this is going to be the area where they can die in. They can fall into quicksand and die. And you would put 2 for everything that's normal throughout your entire thing. That's basically what it is. It's for your own use. They have plenty, up to 63 different regions. Use them as you please. Let's see. Database, resource manager, all that kind of stuff is just for different, again, a different video. That's for a different video. So let's go over here. We have map 02. That's going to be the exterior tile set. No, let's go back to map editing. So exterior means like outside, a town. That was a field. This is field. This is where you go out to explore and move to a different town and so on. Exterior kind of goes for the town / castle look type thing, where you go down through here and you see this type of stuff where fill it in. There you go. This could be tiles leading up to a big castle or something, whatever. Or you could go up here and let's say, let's use this. And there you go. You got walls to your castle going on, and you might want to actually take it and do that. But yeah, there you go. Walls to your castle and so on. And you got B over here, which is just, they kind of separate them into tabs. Like tutorial map had this stuff, and then it also had kind of like this, where you would go and you would put this down, and that could be a town. Like if they walk up, that could be like, I don't know, what does that look like? Just a house, somebody's house that lives out in the middle of nowhere, apparently. You go into that house, and or you step on one of these tiles, and it takes you into their house, and so on. And so they kind of separate it like that, to where this is all the external stuff, like a bucket of water could be beside somebody's house, or somebody's house has a window on the outside of it. Yeah, trees, so on and so forth. See, got a little bit more aesthetic stuff. Some roofs for houses, towers for your castle. Put up fucking gadoosh, bro. There you go. We got towers in this castle now. And, you know, you could take this and plop it down right there. It doesn't really make sense there, but you get the point. Yeah. So you could take it and put all kinds of stuff everywhere. Make yourself a little castle and whatever. Okay, map 3, we've got the interior tile set. Now this is going to be for inside of houses, inside of castles, and so on and so forth. If I were to fill it, let's see, take this, fill it with, fuck it, let's make a castle. I don't know, what do castles fill with that? Nah, castles aren't filled with that at all. Yeah, these look like something castles would be filled with. That's going to be your fancy tiling on your castle. Yeah, definitely. Or that. I think that looks more castle-ish. My type of castle, anyway. And you could take it and, like, use these up here to separate the... Oops. Undo. That's a perfect example of undoing there for you. And you could take it and make, like, a room with it. Let's not do that. There we go. There you go. Yeah. Make, like, a little wall. You might have to do some clicking like I just now did, but... yeah. Forget that little wall. I'm sure there's a door around in here somewhere. You go over to B. This is going to be all your interior stuff. You know, beds. Put a big giant bed here. Bam. Oops. Bam. There's some dressers. You know, whatever. Cupboard, whatever that is. I don't know. So on and so forth. Use your walls. You know, fireplaces, curtains, mirrors. Broken barrels, apparently. Whatever that is. What is that? Ah, it's a pelt that's supposed to be hanging on the wall. Got it. So, like, if you wanted to put it here or something. Well, your walls would have to be bigger, but still. Or, no, that's a hole. That's a fucking pelt. I'm sorry. That's a wall. That's a hole. Whatever. Hole in the wall. Or a hole in the floor in that case. So, yeah, if you wanted to create your own little, I guess, messed up floor type of ordeal, there you go. Use that. And, let's see. See? Fucking stuff that would be inside of a house. Or a castle, or so on. Put a picture of an angel. Picture? Statue of an angel down. Ooh, a dragon. Nice. So yeah, there you go. And then, dungeon. Now, of course, obviously, this is going to be for dungeons. Now, some of the same tile sets that you can see in the other ones, but also some different, like that, for instance. And let's see. Let's make an icy one. Let's go... I don't know, one of these. Oop. Do we like that one, or do we like that one? We definitely like the darker one. I don't know. Is that pink? That might be pink. I can't really tell. Let's go with that. That looks ice. That looks ice. There we go. There you go. No. We didn't say do that. We did, but we didn't mean to. You know, put down some holes here and there. Yeah. And you go down here and you get some extra little tiles and bits and bobs. And again, same, just like the last one. Here's some ice crystals that you could put down for aesthetic purposes. so on and so forth. Have fun with it. Go to town. Oh, we gotta have that. I don't know what it is, but we gotta have it. Bam. Okay. I guess that's like piles of ash or rock or something like that. Maybe if you're making a mining excavation site. Yeah, there's bones. Boop. And here's some extra little bits and bobs, apparently. Coffins. Hexagrams? Is that what that's called? Yeah, pentagrams and hexagrams, yeah. And then, mirrors, broken mirrors, so on and so forth. So, yeah. There you go. And I think that's pretty much got it covered. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much got it. So, going back to this, though, if you have this, where you got your battle back, and now, I don't think we'll actually be able to see the battle back, because, you know, we've got all this filled up. Well, let's go ahead and, actually, we'll need to, what's this, starting position, player? Okay. I'll go ahead and test it. Go ahead and save your changes to it. Oh, that's really loud. I'm so sorry for anybody's eardrums if that just blew out. Like, wow, that was loud. I know that was loud because I've got it turned down on mine and it was still loud. I'm so sorry. Either way. So see, we have that music in the background, but we also have that darkness. And let's go ahead and I'll show you this. I'll teach you how to do this here in a bit, but let's go ahead and let me see if I can do this. It's for a player to map 2. Boop. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll do that, and we'll have to set the starting position way over here because screw walking all that way. I'll forget where that tile is. So we'll set the starting position there. Now map 2, we'll have it as again, we don't need a battle back because there's no reason for it. What is this? A castle, so we need a castle. It's loud. I'm so sorry. Yeah, this will work. So this is our castle. Yeah, I kind of like that slower. So put that as our BGM there. Now, just because these say, like, theme 3, like, the theme as in, like, that would be your title theme, okay? Just because it says that, doesn't mean that's what it has to be. You know, I can make Dungeon 8, well, that's already, I can make Dungeon 5 my castle theme, which actually sounds pretty fucking cool. We're going to do that. So, yeah, just because it says that, don't be discouraged. This is your game. You do what you want to with it. BGS, do we need anything? I don't think we do. Because my point's going to come across here in just a moment, the reason why I'm doing all this. Okay. So let's go ahead and test it again. That button up there is the test button, by the way. So new game. You're going to go over here. Oh, it didn't do it. Don't like that. Oh, wait, I know why. I didn't set it right. No? There it goes. So here we are, and now it's changed our BGM. And I think I left the aqua water thing on. Oops. But our music's in the background, regardless. So that's what that does, and that's how it changes. It automatically changes it, just like in a normal video game would. And I believe that's all we have for now. A lot of this stuff is just going to be down here on this little toolbar. So, for now, that's all we've got. I'll do another one of these in a few days explaining events and whatnot. The events, that's where it's going to get kind of, that's where a lot of people get discouraged. Like mapping's easy. You go through, put some stuff down, make your map look all nice, you know, put some trees, bushes, whatever these are. Put some mountains down, a little bit of different mountains. You're having a good time, but then once the events start to roll around, that's where you start making your story and your character development, so on and so forth. And that's where it gets kind of hectic for a lot of people. So, either way, I'll make another video about that sometime soon, hopefully. But for right now, that was just a short tutorial on mapping. So, hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll catch you next time. Later, guys.